Alright, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Talking Points Media. I am Daniel Francis Fernandez. This is James Miller, who is a day and a year older. He's an old fuck. He looks like Sasquatch. He probably got lost in the fucking woods as a child and someone just picked him up. He was separated from his family at birth, which was a pack of Sasquatches, and they're all extinct. Last living member of an entire generation right here of fucking dickheads. Alright. And this is John Carlo Malache. That's the best introduction for your happy birthday you'll ever get. So today we were just talking about what we thought would be good to sort of touch base on, and I think we're going to start off and go back to our Instagram post there and talk about the OHL.
31 to go down quicker.
I guess so. 31 beers for 31 years. So sorry, going back to it, we're going to talk about the OHL being forced to eliminate hitting in order to have a 2021 season. So, John Carly, you want to let us know what's going on, just so everyone that doesn't know?
Yeah, so basically the OHL announced no hitting in the upcoming season, strictly because of COVID and the potential of the players getting COVID and whatnot. We already know the narrative; it's easy to predict, and honestly, I think all around the table here, it's pretty fucking ridiculous. And I think Miller's going to start things off with the why.
Yeah, it's definitely... So they're going to try to implement this. At this point, it looks to me like they haven't come to a solid conclusion.
It's not confirmed yet?
They have not. No. It's right now, this is what's being asked for them to do. But they haven't come to that 100%. Like, it's more... not an opinion. Sorry, what's the word I'm looking for? Just a
suggestion.
A suggestion.
Well, it seems
what
like
should happen.
Well, I mean, it seems like all terrible suggestions during COVID have become a reality. So I don't see this actually failing.
Yeah.
I see this becoming another real thing because everything that's been implemented and pushed upon us has been absolutely overboard, obnoxious, and ridiculous.
See, this is the type of thing that makes me nervous for the future of hockey
And
as a whole.
sports.
Because just more for me, like you're all right with sports,
Yeah,
but I mean, there's always been the issues with concussions and whatnot. But I mean, this is getting to the point where, don't touch the guy. So I don't understand how you expect to play a sport where you're going in the corners, you have to battle for the puck. You need to be in there.
No, everyone, let him come out with it. Let him come out with it.
And this is, this is a thing where you're going to start seeing these players that aren't as good when they're getting hit.
Mitch Marner.
When they're taking big hits, they're going to have an issue. You know what I mean? And now all of a sudden the big guy isn't allowed to lay him out. It's go on by, have your time, have your space. So now these slower players, even at a younger age, as they can get better when they're older, maybe gain some speed, whatever. Now they're going to have that issue of, I have to let that guy by. I can't use my body. I can't use my size. Mm-hmm. It's just going to be a joke.
How long do you think it's going to be before they just change it to straight just shootout? Hockey is just a shootout. It's a 15-minute long game.
When basketball should be free throws then, and
might as well just
football should be field goals, and it's
Who
great.
the fuck watches football for field goal?
I'm just saying, right? Like, it's all relevant, right? Might as well just fucking do it. They're already not allowed to tackle the quarterback, right? You're not allowed to do the hedge. What's the rule on
You're
quarterback?
not allowed to lead with the head, and there's a thing called unnecessary roughness.
Right.
In a
It's unnecessary.
full contact game.
Right.
Well, we just saw that football game where Buddy laid the guy out. It was a full-out body check, but they called it a necessary roughness.
And it's almost like I mean, we're still in the OHL. Okay, it's not the NHL, but hey, all terrible things start from somewhere.
But think about it. Think about the ramifications of that. So the OHL, you're looking at 16, 17-year-olds who are drafted in 1
I was
2
going
years.
to say,
who are now going to come into the NHL, never have taken a hit, and then next thing you know, this idiot's going to go into the boards with his head down, and some fucking goon is going to come and grease.
They're already them. They're already kind of like baby enough, just out of like characteristics. When you can't have a guy like Babcock tell the little kids what to do, because then they get mad.
It's like I'm saying, it's making me really nervous because they already want fighting out of the game, which I can understand to an extent with the fighting. You know, back in the day where they had the tail of the tape, and you had a goon, and they were expected to fight every night.
Right.
And now they do have those issues where they're having head problems and all that, which I don't agree with. But if you're my star player, and a guy hits you from behind or hits you dirty, or whatever, I'm going to stand up. And that's something in hockey that has to be there. So what are you going to do if you take these things out of the game?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you know what I mean? The guy gets accidentally hit from behind or something, even if there's no body contact.
Right.
He gets hit from behind, now what? You just have to stare at him?
I know.
Like, I don't understand.
And it's like, you know, that taught for, it's been about, I remember when I was in grade 7, the teacher said that, you know, we're going to have a discussion now. Should fighting be in sports? Like, that's how long the topic has been around, right? And it's almost like we totally surpassed that and went over that head, and now we're like, you know what, fuck it. Just take out the hitting.
I would like to take a poll of who the fuck are these people that don't want it?
It sounds like they're not hockey
Who is it
players.
that doesn't want, and that's what I'm asking.
It's like, is Gary Bettman a hockey player? Does he even know how to skate?
In my
You know what I
mind,
mean?
if you're...
I actually really love to know
I would love to know, because he always walks, he never skates.
The way that I'm saying though is, if you're an NHL player, okay, in my opinion, you're coming into the league, you are signing your name on the dotted line.
Yep.
You know the risks.
Yep.
We all know the risks. If I go
Obviously.
play hockey, even if you go play shinny, you know the risks. Can you get a puck in the face? Absolutely. Can you get hit from behind? Potentially.
Ow.
Yep. These are all things. Can you get a shot off the ankle and break your ankle? We play with risks, and that's what these players all understand. They know the risks. They want to play.
Yep.
So stop. I really want to know. Please take a survey from the entire world of people that watch hockey, and let me understand who it is complaining about these fucking things. Because I don't. The game is not going to change the way you want it.
Right.
But this makes me nervous because they're having the opportunity to do it.
Once things start, I mean, we'll go on forever. I'm happy to go on forever. But
because I know what's going to happen.
Right.
They're going to come out and say, well, look at how they look.
Right. Look at the results. Look at the results. No one got hurt.
It's one of my things though. Is like, you know, because you look at teams like, say, like Boston, for example, and you know, who is a big, mean team. Like they play a physical brand of hockey, and you know, they're hyper successful with it. So eliminate that ability to be like that, and then who do we have left? Like what team then stands out? Like Toronto jumps up the list because
100%.
you've got a team that doesn't hit to fucking begin with.
I'll put all my money on them now.
You know, and it's one of those things like, all of a sudden, I'm sure you see New Jersey look nasty because like you got these small kids that just can skate around anybody. Like, you know, it's a thing where,
and then the argument,
you know, like they've already killed the enforcer. Let's be honest, the enforcer's dead. It's a dead role in hockey, and realistically, like if you can't, you know, stick handle, pass the puck, shoot the puck, score goals, get points, you're not going to be in the NHL. No matter how big you are, no matter your size. But like that little bit of like having that ability to fight and be a tough guy, like the Wayne Simmons signing, for example, is a perfect example. You're a tough guy who can put up points. You've killed that character. They're dead. So now what does it become? It becomes soccer on ice, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we have here. Because you know what, like there won't be no Vinnie Jones.
You might as well just watch Battle
There
of
won't
the
be
Lakes.
there won't be any more Vinnie Jones of like soccer. Vinnie Jones sitting there on a throw-in, grabbing guys by the nuts and being a complete dickhead. It's hilarious watching Vinnie Jones highlights. It's great. If you haven't, check them out. But you know, it's one of those things that that won't exist anymore because we've come from an era of fighting and of that dirtiness and of that grittiness.
An era.
See,
it's literally the beginning
It's
and end of
literally the
hockey.
game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm
era.
all for getting the dirtiness out of the game. I'm all for getting the hits from behind, the elbows to the head.
Sure.
You know, all that.
But
absolutely.
listen,
Listen, if you're going to start taking away the open ice hits,
but you know what?
It's just going to
You know
cause.
what? You know what it's going
a
to do.
snowball effect.
You know
right?
what it's going to do is you're going to get guys who slew foot. You're going to get guys who are very liberal with this stick. You're going to get guys that take liberties in ways that they can within the parameters that they're given.
And no consequences.
And then no consequences. Exactly.
I was thinking about snowing a goalie.
You know what you're going to
right?
see though? The funny thing is too, because they're cracking down on those situations of slashing and hooking and hacking and all that. You're going to see 1,000 penalties. You're going to see a game riddled with penalties. Because how are you supposed to slow a guy down?
Well, okay, one second. Now, I don't know how they're going to do this, but what's the consequence for hitting a guy now? for
That's
literally
what I
just
mean.
rubbing against him like shoulder to
it'll
shoulder.
be 2 minutes for body contact.
But, like, you know what I'm
You know,
saying?
it'll
It's
go
part
it'll
of
go
what
it'll go
happened.
to what we have in
2
our-
minutes, COVID.
No,
Like, get the
no,
fuck out of here,
no, so
man.
we have it in ball hockey, for example. We're not supposed to hit, and I know a lot of people do hit. I know some absolute goons out there, and I love playing against them, and I love like playing physical hockey. But like, you know, it's 2 minutes for body contact,
Right.
and then it's almost like ref's discretion. But like,
Exactly. That's what I mean.
So-
the discretion is going to be.
but here's the problem. So like, we've had
Oh,
refs
gosh.
that are, very liberal in their thoughts of allow the guys to battle, allow the guys to play, and let hockey be hockey.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have other refs that are like, oh no, you stepped in his direction while he was trying to run past you. That's interference. It's like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he doesn't.
This is the thing too. This is the thing too that doesn't make sense with me. Now, you're talking about a guy that's going to come across the ice, hit a guy, he's on the ground, and the guy skates away, right? So now you're going to go in the corner, and we're going to battle with the guy for about 40 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
What's worse, really, if you're looking at it from a COVID standpoint?
Yeah.
What's the worst situation?
Yeah.
The two guys in the 2-3 guys in the corner, 4 guys, or the whole team battling for the puck, or the guy that just clipped the guy out in center ice and he's down for a couple seconds.
I think
Like-
but to your point there is like I don't want to take away corner battles either. Like corner battles are part of hockey
man.
through and through.
The grinders.
I think what needs to happen, in my opinion, and I mean we all know that I'm the fucking.
What needs to happen is you need to fuck off and let it fucking play.
Just
That's
We
fuck
what
all know
off.
that I'm the bleeding liberal of the group,
Yeah.
but
Literally bleeding.
what needs to happen is you need to let the sport play.
Mm-hmm.
You need to let, because like think about it. Take away the ramifications of, just removing fighting and hitting and body contact in general from hockey.
Mm-hmm.
But then like think about like the people that then lose that. Think about like we're going to talk about people like that are in the situation with COVID and with coronavirus and everything going on. They're isolated. They're not able to do what they're usually doing. They're in a mental state which is now compromised. What's their outlet? Sport. So we're gonna take their sport from them.
Mm-hmm.
Like where else? Like just go to their house and shoot them. Shoot them yourself. Might as
No,
well.
honestly,
I understand that they want to try to be safe. I get that. We want to nip this thing in the bud and get it done. Nobody wants to deal with COVID anymore. We understand that, but what you're trying to implement with this, it's just too far. It's too far. It's the wrong way to go about it. If they're gonna play, let them fucking play. That's the way I look at it. Just let them go. Let them play. You have COVID issues, you gotta shut it down. Whatever you have to do.
Exactly. Postpone the game.
That's it.
Look at what the MLB's been doing. Look at what
Look at
NFL's
NBA.
been doing.
NFL has had people in the stands. Like full
Honestly,
people in
Oh,
the
we
stands.
were just watching MLS last night, and there's people in the stands.
Honestly,
You know what I mean?
honestly,
No, MLS when they cut the camera to the
Did they
goal
have
kick.
people?
Yeah, they had
Oh,
people.
okay, so they had-
but it was underneath the camera, so you don't quite see them.
Yeah.
if anybody,
Sneaky.
I'd be honestly curious to know if anyone notices, like in the comments, say what you want to say there. But in the last year, we're in November now, right? November 2nd. Since it's a year ago now since Don Cherry got fired, and the way I saw that was the
Where your
beginning-
poppy kids? I lost mine. I don't know where I put it.
Hear me out. Now we're in this. It's been 1 year. If you notice, since his firing, there has been this underlying dismantling of hockey culture for Canada. Out of all hockey leagues in North America, the OHL, Ontario Hockey League, the center of the hockey universe, okay, is the only one talking about out of all sports, never mind just hockey, out of all sports, we should take out hitting. The thing that makes hockey is hitting and fighting, contact.
Something
That's
just
great.
happened with the QMJHL. Wasn't there dead cases or something? I think
Oh,
they've started.
whatever. And then on top of that, out of all the sports, everyone is allowed to America. One second. America gave their huts, their sports huts, right? The only guy to make complications to hockey was Trudeau. Okay, Trudeau's also a year now. He has not said anything about the firing of Don Cherry, and he was asked to. He didn't say anything. In Toronto, it's literally against the law. There's literally signs. Look it up yourself. It's against the law to play street hockey, and it's not against the law.
It actually is.
It's not against the law to play basketball, though, right? The Raptors win, and to me, it's weird. It's really weird. The one time LeBron doesn't go in, the Raptors win. It was just it's this weird thing. Everything seems to be pointing to this rapid decline, right? Not to mention, if the Raptors win, and now look who looks bad. Look who still can't win the first round. Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, Nylander, freaking Anderson, and Ned. You go have a great team. You can't win a first round.
Joey Thornton.
It's weird now. It's very, very weird. And you can call me a conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying, if you follow the timeline in the last year, right, and you look at all the ramifications that just Toronto alone has taken and hockey culture, this thing's getting really weird to me. And that's all. Hey.
Well, like, look, like, you know, I'm more than happy to, like, you know, sit here and discuss it. Like, I know this discussion will go on, and like we will carry it on, and like, you know, but I think, you know, yeah, there's been this really strange push, like, within hockey, like with exactly as you said, with the loss of like Don Cherry, and you know, he was that old voice. He was that old soul in hockey that, like, a lot of Canadians, and like I know I'm already gonna hear it from people like, I don't worship at the altar of hockey and I'm Canadian. Like, get out of here. But like no, but like we've lost that person that was in people's ears who are hockey fans that are like, hey, you know, that's not okay. Like this is what the sport was built around of. This is how, you know, it should be. And I mean, and then the guy that's actually sitting there trying to tell young kids how to get better.
Listen,
and when he's gone.
If you notice, they've kind of, by their own demise, all of them have got rid of themselves. But if you notice, all those type of guys have been slowly getting pushed out of the analyst thing. Because Don Cherry went.
Greg Zahn.
Jeremy Roenick.
Right.
Nick Kiprios.
Then the next was, after that, was Mike Milbury. Mike Milbury was the next one to go.
No, is Kiprios still?
No, he's not.
No, I thought so. I thought he got fired. And Kiprios did say some fucked up shit though.
And there's an obvious connection to politics. Their politics is not good enough for television.
But it was comments that they made.
Even
not even on the show. Like ones were
their
off,
free speech
off record on a different was on Spittin' Chicklets is where Jeremy Roenick made his comments.
Oh, on a show that literally swears
on
and
a podcast. Yeah, welcome to Talking Points, everyone.
But again, somebody heard it. Somebody didn't like what he said, and it got around. You get a following of say 3,000, 4,000 people. It's enough for them to say, "Hey, bye-bye." They were looking for a reason. They're looking for a reason to get rid of those guys.
We keep adjusting to the lowest common denominator. We keep adjusting to the lowest common denominator. The guy who cries, the world adjusts to it. The squeaky wheel gets the oil, and I'm sick and tired of it. And if this passes,
gets replaced.
If this passes on the OHL, right? Now, on top of that, right? Even statistically, if you are from 0 to 30 years old, you statistically are the least. You're in the smallest category of getting cases, and the smallest category of actual death. Right? We're talking about the OHL. We're talking about the OHL with 18-year-old kids now. Right? They're not. Their immune systems are at its highest. They're working out They're working out more than the NHL players at this point because they need to make it.
OHL guys actually are younger than that. They're
fine, that's whatever. Yeah. That's fine, right? I'm just saying, it helps my argument. It's just, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And think about it, they're gonna get COVID. How that's gonna pass? How can that not pass the NHL? NHL's gonna be well, that makes sense.
Look, let's put it this way: if you can have kids on top of kids inside a public school, day after day after day, and you're going to tell me that these kids running around playing recess, touching everything up on the jungle gym, running after each other, screaming, yelling, having a great old time, and being kids, which I think they should, won't get COVID, but, a simple body check where I'm going to lay this cocksucker the fuck out, and then I'm going to go for my line shift, is now all of a sudden going to be the problem?
But he had to hip check your ass and go over the fucking boards.
Okay, first off, you thought you were burning me one time and you got slashed to the shit.
It's okay. Who got the goal?
Anyways, so I'm willing to let's wrap this point up because we're getting a little bit off topic here.
Life sucks right now. It's
so OHL taking out the hitting and being forced to take out the hitting by Ontario legislative, I say keep politics in politics, let hockey be fucking hockey. And I'm sure that's a fucking rally call that we can all agree on.
And I think the final statement of them was if they don't take out if they don't take out the hitting in the OHL, then the OHL cannot be.
Yeah, they can't have their hockey. You know what I say? Don't have the hockey.
No.
I would rather watch nothing. I would rather not see these guys play than see our game die.
That's a tough thing though, because you gotta really look.
No, our game dies.
I know what you're saying, but I mean, are these kids willing to lose a fucking year? Well, because now, regardless of it, you're still losing a year. You've now lost a development step.
Like there's a players
right?
that won't be
because there's guys that are coming up very close right behind
and
them.
there's kids that won't be allowed to play.
And all of a sudden they don't play a season, they go and they chill out, they start playing video games, you know, eating like shit. They try to come back and play and they're not up to par, and these kids are going to come in and just watch them.
Remember, if you eat like shit, you drink like shit, and you just sit there and play video games all day.
But a lot of these kids, especially the kids,
next thing you know, you're an enforcer.
I'm saying,
and you're not allowed anymore.
Especially these kids that are the smaller guys that want to be flashy, that want to dance around everybody. They're gonna love it because they're gonna go, "Hey, I'm gonna have a cakewalk this season, and I'm gonna put up mad points, and I'm gonna look great." But at the same time, I know the scouts are smart enough to really see through the bullshit.
So let's wrap up your point here. Yes or no?
What?
I know you were gonna say no, like the hitting shouldn't be gone.
Well, absolutely.
But like, you know, let's just all come to that consensus that
it's a gigantic no.
Sure.
Yeah, it's terrible.
You don't play hockey.
And that's it. Exactly. So you don't play hockey. No. You agree.
Moving on.
There you go. All right. So we're gonna talk about what was his name? Mitchell Miller. Arizona's
not my cousin.
Yeah, it could be.
Not my cousin.
You know, somewhere down the ancestry line there. Ancestry. 23andMe? You do it yet?
No, I don't give DNA over the...
Fuck, me neither. I only give DNA to
neither does Tim McAuliffe, and I don't blame him.
Yeah. Well, anyways, so we're going to talk about Mitch Miller. So for anyone that doesn't know sort of what happened here is Mitch Miller was drafted by the Arizona Coyotes in the first round. He was one of their top prospects. Kid played out of, I believe, Boston, and Boston University, excuse me, and you know was a high draft pick. He was a good player, and you know that was.
Well, he wasn't a high draft. He was a 4th round pick.
Was he a 4th round?
He was a 4th rounder, dude.
Well, anyways, he was Arizona's first pick.
So because Arizona lost.
Stop. Sorry. So, you know, and
Arizona lost their picks.
Just keep going from there.
Yeah. So anyway, so he was Arizona's top pick.
All right. So tell them what they did.
And so anyway, so it came out in the media, like, you know, after he got drafted, and like, and there was this outrage that poured out, and it was really interesting, and it was because so Mitch Miller, when he was a kid, I think he was 14, bullied and said racial slurs towards a black developmentally disabled kid. It was very public. It went to the court system and everything like that, and you know, now he's facing the consequences for it. He got cut by the Coyotes. He got cut by Boston. You know, so his life is ruined. Let's put it that way for, you know, what he did as a kid. So, I guess kind of our point here, just to sort of discuss it, is like, you know, do you believe it's right what happened to him, and why? Like, why do you believe that, you know, remarks made by a child can now come back to haunt you?
Well, I mean, if you're saying he was 14, do we know the actual age?
He was 14. He was 14.
So 14.
Yeah, that's what they said.
So, I mean, 14, at that point, I mean, you know, I know how high school goes. I mean, we've all been through it. We all know, you know, you make bad mistakes, you say stupid things, you probably look back on your time there and say, hey, I probably shouldn't have done that or shouldn't have done this. But, you know, at 14, I'd like to think that, like, you have enough of, you know, an idea of what you should and shouldn't do, you know? And I think, obviously, like, this kid, he knew he shouldn't be doing what he's doing, but maybe he was trying to impress some, you know, popular kids or whatever. But I mean, at this point, it's kind of like, how old is he now? 18?
He's 18.
18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, 4 years ago from that, yeah, I mean, it's. Did he learn in that time? And from what they've said, that he was told by the courts to apologize, pretty much. And from his apology, apparently didn't seem very remorseful. So I mean, you kind of have to know the person yourself to know if he's gonna change or work towards things. And I mean, it's kind of sad because Arizona, at the start, stood behind him and said that they were going to work with him and make him an ambassador for racism and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know what? Like, that's
a good
twist. As much as like Arizona was kind of, going to take a hit, because they were going to get a hit with it for sure. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I was like, you know what? At least if you're going to try to work with him.
Keep going.
If you're going to try to work with him and it's, if he's willing, to really, truly apologize and work through what he did, and be remorseful at the end of the day, and maybe they could help him somehow through whatever it is, psychiatry, whatever the hell, man. Like, it's kind of, we're going to get into some crazy shit with that.
Yeah.
But it's, it just seems like they kind of left him high and dry after, because they were like, we're going to stand by this kid. And then they're like, no, never mind, fuck that. Because the Hockey Alliance there came out and said something, and that's when they pulled away. The Hockey Diversity Alliance.
Yeah.
I think that's what
Matt
they're called.
Dumba.
Yeah.
And all those people.
So once they made a statement, that's when Arizona was like, never mind, we're out. And then the coach of the university that he was in came out and said, I'm going to stand by him, and we're going to help him, and we're going to work through it. And they pulled away after, because the actual, the actual school itself was like, nope.
What do you have to say?
Well, so first off, I want to correct myself. It wasn't Boston University. It was University of North Dakota.
I didn't think it was.
Sorry, it was University of North Dakota. I sit here and he's an 18-year-old kid. And he's 14 years old when he says this, and you're going after a developmentally able person of color. Like, that's not okay by any means. However, where I draw my line is, he's 14. Like, he himself is developing. Mm-hmm. Like, his judgment on what to say and what not to say and what to do and what not to do is completely hindered. You're not old enough to vote. You're not old enough to drink. You're not old enough to actually be legally considered an adult. But a decision that you made at 14, and you're now 18, where in Canada you're considered an adult, but in the States you're allowed to
19.
vote. No, you're...
Or 18. Well, 18.
Yeah, and I think 18 is in the States too to vote, right? So you've just become able to vote. You can go out and buy your first lottery ticket. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And hope for the best. And you're beginning the rest of your life. And I think that's what all of us heard when we're 18. Everyone said, now you begin the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. And it's like, so why should something that happened when you're 14 years old literally take away your entire livelihood and your entire career? This kid worked hard.
Mm-hmm. Parents
as well worked hard to get them to this point. Did he say some fucked up shit? Yes. Did he maybe not apologize for it? Yes. You know what I mean? But he's 14. He's a child. He is a child. Literally. Think about that. He is 4 years past from being 10. If a 10-year-old said the N-word to someone, it would be like, whoa, okay, you can't say that, but hey, listen, let's have a talk as to why you can't say that.
Yeah.
But is that now going to haunt them 8 years down the road? Should it haunt them 8 years down the road? You know why? And this is my point, is you're literally stunting everything that this child, he's still a child, he's 18, has worked towards. You know what I mean? Like, he's
like, what was the point?
He's turned himself around.
Why
he's trying to make himself better.
Why didn't someone just tell him, hey, you were racist at 14, you stop here because you can never make it now? Like, well, why let it go?
But no, this is the thing is, now they're going to teach him a lesson. Now they're going to say, oh, well, you're 18, you have to understand the decisions that you make affect people, and it's going to affect you too. Yeah. But you know what? You've literally taken away everything he's worked for, and I disagree with it.
I want to add to that, and I mean, if you really just think about this, his timing is impeccable, all right, or the timing of this is impeccable because, let's face it, a year ago he got drafted, this wouldn't have mattered. Like, it would have been, he probably would have got a talking to, there may have been some sort of repercussions, but it would not have mattered. And I want to add to that, a year from now, if this incident happened, it wouldn't have mattered.
But like,
it's simply this. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
You get what I'm saying?
Hear me out.
The point I'm gonna put.
Hear me out. No. What I'm gonna say is this: is like so like you know this comes in the era of guys like Carcillo, Dan Carcillo. You're a fucking goon.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is. And now you're gonna turn around and try to be holier than thou. No, buddy. You're a fucking goof. You went around calling people every fucking name, fighting anybody, talking all this bear shit, and now you want to pretend like, oh, well, I didn't know any better because in AHL I was pressured to be that way, and I went in the NHL for however many years.
Is that what he did?
Yeah, like, he was a goon in the A.
I didn't see it.
But you know, and now he's crying about it, and he's saying how people need to be better and players need to be better, and like now the NHL has really jumped on his dick now too because no, dude, you're a fucking goof. Like, fuck you. Like, I've had enough of this guy. Like, but now you're gonna try to tell me that this child deserves to suffer because he said some stupid shit? No. The NHL has been founded on stupid shit. I dare any of you, after you watch this video, go on fucking YouTube and you type in NHL chirps and listen to the shit that they say. I'm waiting for the day that they take fucking swearing out of hockey.
Oh my god.
Fuck that shit.
Holy
exactly.
crap,
you
dude.
swear 2 minutes on sportsmanlike. Fuck
Like,
you.
do you understand? It's just, there's a nature to some slurs, some terrible slurs that you don't say on the street, you don't say at your job.
But that's the thing. So exactly. To
And
that
everyone's
point,
doing
I
it.
just called Dan Carcillo a
My
fucking
God.
goof. Half the time, someone would be trying to fight me right now. Like, how dare you fuck Carcillo when you goof?
Yeah.
And like you know, that's it. But,
Like, remember
No
Morgan?
origins of without
Remember
words.
Morgan Riley?
Understand.
Remember Morgan Riley 2 years ago? Right? You know, he said some.
No, he actually. You know what? He actually didn't say shit.
I know.
It was actually the bench.
But let's say he
They were
did.
saying ragged.
Right.
Actually.
But,
Like,
okay, so he
it's a
said he
term.
said the word that rhymes with ragged, okay, and bag it. Okay, he said that word.
Calm down.
Bag it. It's literally it's a thing. Anyway,
Not allowed to do that.
a baguette. What are you talking about? A baguette. It's literally,
Yeah, exactly.
you know
En
what a
français.
baguette is?
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, and it's fine. It's just like, even like the guy he called it is not what he said.
Yeah.
It was literally like, it was a chirp, and it's like a chirp, like it's all in one motion, right?
Well, I mean, they've had players that have been
Yeah, but it's like
penalized for that.
Look, all right. So I will say there are certain things that you shouldn't touch. I think race, sexuality, things like that. Like, yeah, leave it out of there. But like at the same time, if an NHL player said it and they're in like their 30s or like late 20s or whatever, they know fucking better.
No
You
matter
don't
if
say that shit.
To go back to my fucking point where I was saying, you know, when I explained before where, you know, he's 14, he should know better. He should know fucking better. But this is the thing, you're still going to make those mistakes as a kid. Right? Again, who knows what the circumstances were, why he did it. Shut the fuck up. Let me finish. Okay? The thing is, the whole point that I'm trying to make, the moment that team tried to stand behind him was the moment they should have stayed behind him and continued on that fucking path. Because now, that's where it all came off the fucking rails.
Yep.
Because he at least had somebody that had his back.
right.
At the end of the day, should they have? Probably not, because of the circumstances. But if they had of, they could have worked with him, and who knows? It could have worked out in the end.
Okay. Well.
And the same
Well, hold
thing.
on.
Then the university
Hold on.
fucking leaves
So
him,
let me-
and
let me-
he's
let
hiding.
me go back to my point now. So let's go back to Dan Carcillo. You have a goon. You have a guy that says some pretty fucked up shit. His entire career, he's acted in such a manner that is nuts. Like, I'm pretty sure Dan Carcillo got caught with, like, Nazi symbols on him and shit like that. Like, what the fuck is that shit, bro?
Hold on
But,
a
like,
second.
no.
I
So,
just
now
I want
he's...
to touch base on one more thing.
Now he's like the reformed player that everyone wants to talk about. Well, Dan Carcillo done
Okay.
this. No.
Here's a
Why
question,
not work
though.
with that kid
Hang
and do
on.
the same?
Here's a question. Okay? Now, and I would love for a lot of people to fucking touch base on this. So, now this kid, he's literally had everything ripped out from underneath him. Okay? He's literally at fucking square one right now. Is he ever going to get back to the draft? Probably not. Right? The chances of that happening are slim to none. So what happens if this kid, that was his golden ticket, that was his way of doing anything? Maybe he's useless. Maybe he's not very good at a lot of things.
Obviously,
but what I'm trying to say is,
yeah.
what would happen if he goes out tomorrow and kills himself? Because
like the 17-year-old in Manchester United, he got cut.
Right.
He played a couple of games and he committed suicide.
And what are you going
right?
to see? What are you going to see? Are you going to see people saying like, "Oh my God, can't believe that happened"?
course, yeah.
Or are you going to hear people saying, "Good riddance"?
No,
because he-
well, no.
But I'm saying, okay?
But look,
But there will be people that are going to
so
say that.
Mitchell, sorry, what's his name?
Mitchell Miller.
Mitchell Miller. Okay, the topic of Mitchell Miller is kind of like extended at this point. To move on to like the branch off of what that is now. So he says something 4 years ago. He's not even relevant to the NHL yet. Gets canceled now, and it will happen because it's going to happen. Okay. Pick a player. Let's call it Austin Matthews, who actually dealt with some legal issues 1 year ago.
Patrick Kane.
And yeah, and this is what I mean about, and this is what I mean about if it happened a year ago, it doesn't matter. Okay, this guy literally mooned a cop, a female cop, or security guard. I'm not sure.
Security guard.
After
Rent a cop.
right after she
It's
said
equality.
please. After she said please, can you please just go to your apartment? He left, came back, and then mooned her. Like left. You understand what I'm saying? Nothing. Right? Like no
Are you
repercussions.
trying to bring us back to being an election year?
No. I'm saying no. I'm just
For
talking.
him, there
I'm
was kind
talking-
of repercussions because he lost the captaincy almost because of that.
Well, yes and no.
that's
Yes and no.
kind of.
Well,
it was
I
bad
knew
timing.
I knew Babcock
It
was
was one
going
of
to
those
pick.
reasons.
Look, Babcock was going to pick the Canadian Toronto boy.
Yeah.
Always going to happen. All right. In the next 5 years, after Matthews' contract is done, he's going to Phoenix. Okay.
I don't believe that.
Look, when Bettman back, and that's another reason why Phoenix did not back
Anyway,
Mitch.
still get off topic.
I'm not getting. That's another reason why Phoenix did not back up Mitch, the Mitch Miller kid, simply because they're already in debt, and the only person backing them up is fucking Bettman. And Bettman's basically, you understand what I'm saying? They're like, we're already in debt to the NHL. We're not gonna start this. We're not. We can't do this. Best of luck, kid. Sorry.
Yeah, but realistically, the NHL, what was it? I keep.
COVID's happening. We have no
the
money
Hockey
coming
Diversity
in.
Alliance. So they pulled away from the NHL. They're not working with them side by side because they don't feel the NHL
Yeah.
enough.
Oh yeah.
So they're kind of on
Did
their
enough.
own.
They did a 9 hour. They canceled
Look,
4 games.
look,
Did a 9-hour segment.
Look, listen. I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring on that one, and it's, you know what? Yeah, like I believe in diversity and equal equality and everything. Like yes, I do. But however, you want to pull away from the NHL and pretend like well, we don't want to be part of the NHL anymore, even though we're called the Hockey Diversity Alliance. Well, then you know what? Forfeit your paycheck. Give
Please.
your paycheck to
Yeah.
everything that you stand and
Give it to the black community of hockey.
like give it to the black community. Period.
You know.
You know what I mean?
Make
Matt
other
Dumba,
kids.
how are you gonna sit there with that fucking paycheck in your pocket and just pretend? Ryan Reeves, you're gonna go on Instagram and you're gonna talk all this shit about how you got your extension, but you're not gonna do dick. Like, listen, I'm gonna say it right now, and like, I'm gonna even talk about a player I don't even like, but like, do what LeBron did. Like, give a shit. Start a school. Give black athletes an opportunity. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna sit there, you're gonna bitch, cry, and moan, then separate yourself from the platform that has literally given you everything, and then you're not going to do anything with it. If you care, care. If you don't. But don't fucking try to clout chase and be like, I'm important. I'm going to say how I feel. I care about diversity. When you don't. Honestly. Like, you might care that, about black equality and, diversity within your game. Sure. But how are you, Matt Dumba, how are you, the Hockey Diversity Alliance, going to do anything about it? How are you going to, pitch in and help out?
I have a question. So, if Mitchell Miller here. So if the NHL is that delicate, right, for a 14-year-old kid or an 18-year-old kid, whichever you want to pick, what happens, and it's going to happen, this is the question I wanted to ask originally, when a star player gets caught saying a racial slur, what is the repercussions then? This 40, 50, 60 million dollar contract that he's on. We all know what's going to happen.
Oh, he's going to get Danny Heatley treatment.
He's going to get protected. Obviously, it's just.
Well, I mean,
yeah, that's
realistically, Danny Heatley should never have been playing
Offside,
still.
but
Right.
I like it.
It's not offside.
I like it.
I'm not trying to
No,
be an
no,
asshole,
I'm just,
but I mean,
I'm just
like,
saying. I'm just
realistically,
saying. Think about it. Think
you know,
about.
it's the same thing as.
Think about the hothead. Like this kid is a hothead. That's what he was trying. Like that, you can. He's a hothead. Okay, lots of hotheads in the NHL, right? What happens when a slur comes out in momentum between a big argument on the ice? What happens?
Look,
Let's talk about that.
What I will say, and this sort of answers your question, is I don't think that there's room for that in the game. I don't think I think players should know better, even in that moment.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
However, like we're talking about like people who say things in a heated moment. Like I've said some really dumb shit in the heat of the moment that I regret. You know what I mean? And it's like, shit, I'm sorry, my bad, I didn't mean to say it like that. Like, you're not supposed to use the R word, and I mean, I let that slip about once a week, twice a week, at least. And it's, you're not supposed to say shit like that. And it's.
So we know. I'm asking.
What I'm trying to say is like, should that cripple my career? Should that cripple me to the point where I can't carry on with my livelihood?
So I'm saying, how is the NHL dealt with this? I want to see if they're going to, if that's the precedent for the rest of the NHL.
Technically speaking, the NHL didn't deal with this. The Arizona Coyotes and the University of North Dakota.
Okay, sorry, I correct myself. But, okay, so then let's go like this. Then the team, you know the question I'm going to ask. So basically, let's say if Austin Matthews says the N-word to somebody, right?
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, if he says the N-word to somebody, right, on the ice during a scuffle, right, is it Toronto Maple Leafs' responsibility to cancel the fuck out of him, to take away his contract, and then no other team's going to pick him up?
Okay, so hold on.
That's what I'm saying.
That's okay. Now
what happens now?
We're talking extremities. I think if
I'm saying it's going to happen at some point.
I think if anyone were to say some shit like that, get rid of him. But like if someone,
that's what the kid did. That's what he's trying to say. That's what they are saying.
No. But listen. You're talking about a heated moment on the ice as grown men. Yeah, grown men.
So what happens then? Tell me what happens then.
Like that. No. What I'm saying is that shouldn't be in their vernacular to begin with.
No, I'm saying it's going to happen because life happens.
No. But
forget about the world that's supposed to be.
No,
the world that is.
No.
What happens? Let's talk about that.
What I'm saying to you is that should not be in the vernacular. Period. And
we got it. We all agree.
I think no.
You're the manager of the NHL. What are you doing now?
Okay, let me carry on. Let me just talk for a second. Fucking.
We know the political correctness. We get it.
No,
you're not allowed to say that.
What I'm saying is that would be dealt with harshly. Like that shit shouldn't be said. And this is what I'm saying.
What is it?
And as a NHL manager, he would be cut.
The thing is, in this NHL's day and age,
and I think the NHL will cancel his contract. Like this is in their guys' contract.
I don't think you're ever going to hear that.
You have to
someone's mouth. You've heard.
No, you have to realize there is like as much as everyone wants to believe that the hockey world is like this bubble where you can say and do whatever the fuck you want. No, it's not. Like it's progressing as the world's progressing. There's code of conducts and things like that. So if you say shit like that, you're fucking done.
We get it.
The NHL will no. I'm telling you, the NHL will be rid of him. He won't be allowed to sign with anybody.
So you're talking about Connor. Let's call the prime of the prime. Okay.
It doesn't matter, bro.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. They won't do it.
If you say
Connor McDavid says that, the NHL will deal with him, but never get rid of him.
No.
And if he has to leave Edmonton because Edmonton has to deal with it the same way Arizona dealt with it.
No.
Okay. You're telling me nobody's gonna pick up McDavid?
No.
They're gonna fucking go through high. Oh my god, you're retarded. Bad word. Sorry. Can't do that.
You can't do that.
You can't do that.
No, but what I'm telling you is you are there.
No.
What I'm telling you is the NHL will not allow that to happen. And I'm using your, like, if you were to drop an N-bomb in the middle of a fucking game or call someone that shit, no, that's not okay.
I'm just...
But no, that was not okay.
No.
It's not okay now.
No.
It was not okay, you know,
It was never okay. I'm not saying it's okay. I never...
No, but that's what I'm saying, is you're trying to normalize it and say,
I'm
like,
not normalizing
No,
it.
you are,
I'm
because-
saying it's one incident.
No,
it's not normalizing
No,
it.
you're saying is, you know, if it were said in the heat of the moment, this, that, and no.
Yeah, that's not normalizing
no,
anything.
That is not okay by any, and that's what I'm trying to say is, it shouldn't even be in the vernacular of insults. Trust me, I can think of 1,001 fucking insults.
Okay, so you tell me.
Throw at someone.
Tell me what's worse. You tell me what's worse. Okay, tell me what's worse. Okay, we're gonna grab the biggest suspension of the NHL's, you know, all-time suspensions. Okay, Todd motherfucking Bertuzzi. This guy took out physically, not emotionally and not mentally. He physically ended his career
That was a cheap shot.
and continued his after serving repercussions. Now you tell me what's a worse crime? The N-word or Todd Bertuzzi? Tell me.
The N-word.
What hurts more?
The N-word.
This,
no,
Moore never skated again.
No, let me hear me out, and I will tell you why. And I will tell you
Oh
why
my
from a
God.
business standpoint, and I'm sure you can't argue this.
Fine, business, sure.
Is as a business,
Mhm.
if, say for example, you own a business
Right.
and two people get into a fight.
Right.
One guy now can't work. It's really shitty. It's a shitty situation,
Okay.
and you as a company now have to deal with that.
Mhm.
Now, someone that works for you in a high-up position that can now affect everything and how you direct yourself goes out and starts blasting on fucking people and black people in the black community. I'm telling you right now, you lose, and I know you love your ratings, you lose more people and more ratings by even trying to work with that person before you just straight up eliminate them. But what I'm going to say to you is, and with this situation, I'm not going to be contradictory, is there's a difference. Is if you're letting a player who is 24, 25, 26, who is a fully grown adult, who understands the repercussions of what they are about to say, regardless of whether it's in the heat of the moment or not, like that's a child. That's a child. They said some dumb shit outside of that. Like, that child should be allowed to develop as an adult.
Sure. Coming back to the originality of the conversation, sure. On the ratings topic, I think you're wrong about that. We're seeing it as right now. The more you talk about this, the more people don't watch.
Yeah, there's a difference though. Is you're gonna
Out of all sports, the NFL has talked the least about it.
What I'm saying is you that's a lie though, because the entire Saints team produced an entire thing on it. But what I'm going to tell you is this isn't about
We're still watching.
this isn't about race and Black Lives Matter and things like that. What I'm saying to you is if a player came out and called someone the fucking N-word in the middle of a heated moment where it was like publicly broadcasted, that player would be fucking
He would
done.
face. I'm saying.
No.
I agree. Like, I don't think you're. I don't know why you're not getting me. The repercussions will come. It is obvious. This day and age, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, it's obvious.
But
What I'm saying is, the precedent now is, this kid made the NHL. He is an official NHL player. Got canceled for something he said when he was not even an NHL player. Now,
I agree.
Now bring that, and it's not. We can live in La La Land, but it's going to. Oh my God!
Sorry.
We're gonna. It's going to happen at some point. If it can happen, it will happen. So, I'm saying let's bring it to the highest extreme. Extremely unlikely. Let's say Connor McDavid, the future of the NHL, blah 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 blah, high contract, blah 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 blah, gets caught slurring. The worst thing you can slur in this day and age, just like the kid did at 14. What happens? Yes, repercussions. He's saying he should be banned from the NHL. And I'm saying, reality check. The NHL will do whatever it takes to make sure he does not. Because
Even a simpler, simplify the question. It doesn't have to be about that impact of something being said.
Right.
Okay? Put Lafreniere in Mitchell Miller's shoes. Okay.
Okay.
Now he's the first overall pick. He's the top guy to go. Right.
I think
You're saying cut, but is that going to happen?
I don't think it is.
I mean, back in the day.
No, what I'm saying is you have to realize. So like if Lafreniere,
they're gonna give him a chance to apologize.
No, hear me
Even before that,
no,
they find a way to sweep these.
Hear me
things
out.
under the
Hear
rug.
me out. If Lafreniere did that when he was 14 and he is where he is now, I would have the exact same argument that I'm making for Mitchell Miller.
Oh, I'm not saying you.
I would
wouldn't,
say,
but I'm saying the
No.
league itself.
No, but what I
would be like, we need
But
this
that's what
kid
I'm
in
saying
there.
is, remember, the league didn't cut him. Arizona cut him.
No, but there was
North Dakota cut him.
there was obviously.
But no, what I'm saying, hear me out.
At any point, do you think the league didn't call and say, "Hey, we just like the Hockey Diversity Alliance just like ripped apart from us"?
Well, hold on.
They are pretty much like
Well,
a
hold
team
on.
that is. Do you
Hold
know?
on.
Yeah,
No,
NHL is backing
Hear me out.
He's got a point on
this,
that.
This is what I'm trying to say is you guys are living in this like world of like that this wasn't
We're
already.
living in this world.
No, what this wasn't already publicly known. It was actually known to Arizona when they drafted him.
Yeah.
He talked with multiple teams that he had done this.
Of course. So why all of a sudden they pulled away?
But,
Why? Because somebody called
No.
and said, "No,
Actually,
like, you can't do that."
It's not somebody. So actually, I just tell you the story.
Say
Is the mother of the kid who he bullied called him bitch. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is he's a child. He was a child when this happened.
We got it.
All right. So you have to understand. So like if Lafreniere did the same thing, yes, you know. And do I think that would affect his draft rating? 100%. Don't get me wrong. I think his draft rating would drop drastically because now it's a publicity nightmare.
But
what
this kid is.
But no, what I am saying is what I'm possibly because you never
I don't
know.
think so.
You never know.
I just
how good do you think this kid is?
Okay,
This
so-
kid is. No, don't let me finish.
You
Don't.
okay, sorry.
Let me finish.
Yeah, sorry.
How good do you think this kid is?
He said,
could
"Don't let
be-
him finish."
He could be
So don't let him
fucking.
finish.
He could be phenomenal. You know what I mean? He could be the next fucking Chara for all the fuck we know.
Right.
You know, he could be a phenomenal player.
Wait,
but
did
he's
you
not.
just say Chara?
Chara is a fantastic defenseman who's had a
Lafreniere is
Okay.
a forward.
Continuing.
No, but
continuing
what
on.
I'm saying to you, I'm saying
Continue.
Mitchell. I'm saying Mitchell Miller. He's a defenseman.
Oh, all right then. I thought
So-
you were saying Lafreniere.
No. What I'm saying to you is, it's
Sorry,
like
but-
this kid could be the next big thing in
Sure,
NHL
yeah.
defense.
Okay.
But you know what? He got taken away from it because do you think that affects 100%? It because like teams, as much as we want to believe that teams draft just on skill alone, they don't. There's all sorts of things like compatibility with the system, fucking personality. What you've done in the past is another one. Like there's so much shit that goes into drafting players. That do you honestly believe that didn't affect his draft rating? Of course it did.
So what's that? Does a team want to pick him up?
I actually reading what I am. There are teams that are interested.
And are they allowed? So it has nothing to do with that. See
No,
what I'm saying?
that's what I'm saying.
They should be allowed.
The thing is, I'm not saying that there's not allowed. However, is the public outroar, and like you have to realize this is because as much as we want to believe that hockey is just
Okay,
hockey,
so
and
just- no.
as much as you want to believe that hockey is just hockey and sport is just sport, there is a public.
We
view
get
on
that.
it.
We
And so-
hear
well, that's what I'm
you
saying.
on repeat.
But
We hear it. We
But
hear
this is
that.
what I'm saying to you. Is like no, because you're trying to sit there and say like, oh well, it doesn't fucking matter. Fuck the public.
I didn't say it doesn't matter. I said the repercussion. Okay, look, Todd Bertuzzi, worst suspension. You know why he's allowed to come back? Because he served.
physically assaulted one person.
He took him out of the league. I'm not physically assaulted. He took him out of the league. That kid is still kid. He was a kid. He's not a kid anymore. He's still facing mental repercussions. There is permanency
But
on his actions.
what I'm-
Do you know why he was allowed? Stop talking for 5 seconds. Do you know why he's allowed to come back, Todd Bertuzzi?
Go ahead.
Because he was served the consequence and he was given a chance and he did a bunch of things that served community. He was allowed a second chance. He was allowed to reimburse himself. That's what he did. An opportunity. He could have said no. He could have said no. I'm not doing the community service hours. I think it was 1,000, 1,000 plus on top of the charges.
Okay.
Blah blah blah. What chance did this kid have? This Mitchell
Okay, but
Miller kid have? What chance?
What I'm trying to.
I want to know what chance.
Sorry, what I'm trying to say is, it's like with your Todd Bertuzzi cases, Todd Bertuzzi assaulted more. Like, he assaulted one person. He
More the name, not assaulted more people, like more the name.
M-O-O.
Some people, some
No, M-O-O-R-E.
Well, he did assault
M-O-O-R-E.
What I'm trying to say is like, he assaulted one person. Was
Right.
it gross? Was it disgusting? Yes,
Horrible.
100%.
Horrible.
It was a terrible thing to do.
Right.
And I think the entire hockey community and anyone who follows sports frowns upon what he did.
Mm-hmm.
However, when you now insult, and like, I'm going back to your Austin Matthews or Connor McDavid case, when you insult an entire race, a worldwide
No, you insulted
race.
that person.
No.
You looked at that person.
No. But you have to realize is because that word is deemed offensive by so many people.
Okay. So
And,
what?
like,
What
listen,
if?
Because like,
But what if?
no. When Todd Bertuzzi did that, some people said that's hockey. That's how way it goes. And do I agree with that? No. A lot of people said, is that is that okay within hockey? A lot of everyone basically in the hockey community jumped up and said no. But what has he done? He's offended the hockey community. He's done wrong by the hockey community, and you're not going to tell me that's half the fucking planet. Like, realistically, if you say some shit like that, you've now, like, that will be headline news. It will go.
Not saying it wouldn't be. Not saying it wouldn't be.
You cannot
condemn the hell out of him. Give him the anyone who faces adversity, in a the top. Oh my god. There's so many ways to grab something like this and make it like beneficial to all.
If you
could have grabbed the kid and said, hey, even as the manager, right? Hey, listen. This is what you're on. Here's what we're gonna do to give you a proper like face to the society again, right? And people are gonna accept you.
Listen. I agree with you. And do I believe I think we went over this at the very beginning is, do I believe that there was rehabilitation options and ways to basically
Not in 2020. I don't think so.
No, hold on. Just I'm letting him finish
All
shuffling.
right, let's figure out another
do
topic here.
no,
'cause
no,
this is
Shut up.
It's fine.
That's you, you son of a bitch.
Do I believe that there was rehabilitation options in order to make this kid outstanding member of the community and whatever, and be a
What's your answer? What's your answer?
Yes, I do.
I think he's not.
Yes, I do.
No, I don't think they did.
The Mitchell. No, I'm saying
Mitchell Miller.
I'm saying, is there
a chance? I don't think there was a chance.
No. What I'm saying is there opportunities that they could have taken? Yes.
Yes.
And I'm not going to argue that point. Is like I think this kid got fucking hard done by on a really shitty situation. And
On the timing too.
But I'm not even getting to the timing.
This is a chance for the Alliance to say we are
hear
really going to
me
show
out.
face here.
Just hear me out, because the Alliance didn't cut him. Arizona cut him.
I know, but the Alliance.
No, Arizona.
What did the Alliance do?
No,
Tell me what the Alliance did.
Don't go into the fucking hypotheticals and who might have tried to strong arm in there. Look at the fucking facts. Arizona cut him.
Okay.
Arizona cut him. University of North Dakota cut him.
Okay.
These are the facts.
Got it.
His teams cut him.
But why?
No, but
fuck off.
Let me finish.
Why?
Just let me.
Why?
Let
What are
me
you finishing?
finish.
I'm asking the question.
Let
Why?
me finish.
Whoa.
And you'll hear it.
Fuck off.
You'll
Why?
hear it.
Why did they cut
You'll
him?
hear
Why
it.
did they cut him?
You will hear it.
Why?
And you will
Why?
hear it.
Okay, he never talks.
You have the
Why
why.
did he cut him? Why did he cut him?
Why did they cut him?
He never asks.
Why? What was the reason of why?
And-
Why?
His birthday, his birthday.
Why?
But hear me out. So what I'm trying to say is, first off, let me go back to my original point. I'll get back to your why.
Oh my
God.
I will get back to
This is
your
gonna
why.
take another fucking
No.
20 minutes.
What I'm saying to you is this:
Holy fuck!
this guy got cut. This guy got fucking basically his entire career stunted because of what he said. Were there options for him to basically become a face of, adverse?
Were they given to him?
No.
Okay.
And I agree. But however, what I'm saying is that was wrong. I'm saying to you, going back to your Connor McDavid thing, if Connor McDavid, as a 20-something-year-old man, said some shit like that, no, get rid of it. I don't agree with it. And you know what? You had your chance, you had your opportunity, and you fucked it.
Okay.
You fucked it. So now, the why, going to that point, I'm going to take both sides of the room here, is the why is, I honestly believe is because, yes, people piped up, people said, listen, that's not okay. An entire rallying cry went behind it. And do I agree with it? No. I don't. This is like, I think you guys think I'm sitting here trying to be the bleeding liberal, but
I'm not trying
honestly,
to say you are.
I-
I'm just asking the question.
What I'm trying to say is, I don't.
It's just this kid's
I
being
don't.
condemned.
I don't think the Hockey Diversity Alliance jumped in and were like, oh, well, this guy said the N word when he was 14 to a
Dude,
kid.
it literally, if you look at the chronology of the situation, okay? Arizona said we're gonna back this kid. We're gonna make him an ambassador for racism. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. The Hockey Diversity Alliance came out and said like you don't understand what happened and what went on, which is understandable. But at the same time, okay, the mistakes the kid made, somebody was gonna fucking say we're gonna stick with him and we're gonna work with it and we're gonna figure this out, right? That's what somebody fucking needs. To come out and all of a sudden some other organization came out and someone's like, no, you can't do that because that's not right. That's wrong.
No,
in my opinion, because you need someone to fucking change someone's opinion. You need someone to fucking make you see the right way. Do you understand?
Listen.
And that to me was the wrong way to go about it.
And what I'm gonna say here, and this could be extremely controversial.
Because all I'm going to say, let me finish on my point, okay? All I'm going to say is he had people behind him. He even had the coach of the university that, even after Arizona fucking let him go, the coach came and said, I'm behind him. What happened was the organization of the university came and said, no, you're not. Because he's employed. What's he supposed to do? As a person, he wanted to help him.
He can't.
No, he can't.
No.
Because they told him he's not playing on the team.
I just said he can't.
No, I thought you said he can.
No,
So it's basically, I think. Can we let's say something we're all agree on here. He was treated unfairly.
Yes.
Yes.
To an extent.
Yes, I agree too. Opportunity, something of higher power should have given him a second chance to redeem himself. Yes, yes, and yes, yes. Okay, and that's not what happened. The precedent now is what happened, and what happened is he's now canceled. If there is another team that does want to back him, they're not allowed.
No, it's
Are
not,
they allowed?
No, they're not. Yeah, they are.
Well, they are.
Just remember, the NHL did not step. This is what I was trying to say from the very beginning. The NHL did not step in and say this kid cannot play.
The top. Oh my God. There's so many ways to grab something like this and make it like beneficial to all.
If you
could have grabbed the kid and said, hey, even as the manager, right? Hey, listen. This is what you're on. Here's what we're gonna do to give you a proper like face to the society again, right? And people are gonna accept you.
Listen. I agree with you. And do I believe I think we went over this at the very beginning is do I believe that there was rehabilitation options and ways to basically.
Not in 2020. I don't think so.
No, hold on. Just, I'm letting him finish.
All right, let's figure out another topic here.
No,
Shut up. Do I believe that there was rehabilitation options in order to make this kid outstanding member of the community and whatever, and be a
what's your answer? What's your answer?
Yes, I do.
I think he's not.
Yes, I do.
No, I don't think they did.
The Mitchell. No, I'm saying
Mitchell Miller.
I'm saying, was
there a chance? I don't think there was a chance.
No. What I'm saying is there opportunities that they could have taken? Yes. And I'm not going to argue that point. Is I think this kid got fucking hard done by on a really shitty situation. And
on the timing too.
But I'm not even going to get into the timing.
This is a chance for the Alliance to say we are really going to show face here.
Just hear me out, because the Alliance didn't cut him. Arizona cut him.
I know, but the Alliance.
No, Arizona.
What did the Alliance do?
No,
Tell me what the Alliance did.
Don't go into the fucking hypotheticals and who might have tried to strong arm in there. Look at the fucking facts. Arizona cut him. Arizona cut him. University of North Dakota cut him.
Okay.
These are the facts. His teams cut him.
But why?
No,
fuck off.
Let me finish.
Why?
Just let me.
What are you finishing?
Finish.
I'm asking the question. Why?
Let me finish.
Whoa.
You'll hear it.
Fuck off. Why did they cut him?
Why did they cut him?
You will hear it.
Why?
And you will hear it.
Okay, he never talks.
Why
did he cut him? Why did they cut him?
Why did they cut him?
He never asked.
What was the reason of why?
Why? But hear me out. So what I'm trying to say is first off, let me go back to my original point. I'll get back to your why. I will get back to your why.
This is gonna take another fucking 20 minutes.
What I'm saying to you is
holy fuck.
This guy got cut This guy got fucking basically his entire career stunted
Yeah.
because of what he said. Were there options for him to basically become a face of,
Were they given to him?
No.
Okay.
And I agree. But however, what I'm saying is that was wrong. I'm saying to you, going back to your Connor McDavid thing, if Connor McDavid, as a 20-something-year-old man, said some shit like that, no, get rid of it. I don't agree with it. And you know what? You had your chance, you had your opportunity, and you fucked it.
Okay.
You fucked it. So now, the why, going to that point, I'm going to take both sides of the room here, is the why is, I honestly believe is because, yes, people piped up, people said, listen, that's not okay. An entire rallying cry went behind it. And do I agree with it? No. I don't. This is like, I think you guys think I'm sitting here trying to be the bleeding liberal, but
I'm not trying
honestly,
to say you are.
I-
I'm just asking the question.
What I'm trying to say is, I don't.
It's just this kid's
I
being
don't.
condemned.
I don't think the Hockey Diversity Alliance jumped in and were like, oh, well, this guy said the N word when he was 14 to the
Dude,
kid.
if you look at the chronology of the situation, okay? Arizona said we're gonna back this kid. We're gonna make him an ambassador for racism. Mm-hmm. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Mm-hmm. The Hockey Diversity Alliance came out and said, like, you don't understand what happened and what went on, which is understandable. But at the same time, okay, the mistakes the kid made, somebody was going to fucking say, we're going to stick with him and we're going to work with it and we're going to figure this out. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. That's what somebody fucking needs. Mm-hmm. To come out and all of a sudden some other organization came out and someone's like, no, you can't do that because that's not right. That's wrong.
No,
in my opinion, because you need someone to fucking change someone's opinion. You need someone to fucking make you see the right way. Do you understand?
Listen.
And that to me was the wrong way to go about
Listen,
it.
and what I'm going to say here, and this could be extremely controversial.
Because all I'm going to say, let me finish on my point. Okay? All I'm going to say is he had people behind him. He even had the coach of the university that even after Arizona fucking let him go, the coach came and said, I'm behind him. What happened was the organization of the university came and said, no, you're not. Because he's employed. What's he supposed to do? As a person, he wanted to help him.
He can't.
No, he can't.
No.
Because they told him he's not playing on the team.
I just said he can't.
No, I thought you said he can.
No,
So it's basically, I think. Can we let's say something we're all agree on here. He was treated unfairly.
Yes.
Yes.
To an extent.
Yes, I agree too. Opportunity, something of higher power should have given him a second chance to redeem himself. Yes, yes, and yes, yes. Okay, and that's not what happened. The precedent now is what happened, and what happened is he's now canceled. If there is another team that does want to back him, they're not allowed.
No, it's
Are
not,
they allowed?
No, they're not. Yeah, they are.
Well, they are.
Just remember, the NHL did not step. This is what I was trying to say from the very beginning. The
Right.
NHL did not step in and say this kid cannot play.
Okay. That's
Basically, so like he is allowed
On record.
No, but listen.
okay.
So,
Okay.
like,
Whatever.
he's-
On record. Sure.
Yet. Listen.
Yeah.
Yet.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So, technically speaking, yes, he's allowed to play because I.
Well,
listen,
I'm just going back to his
no,
point.
listen to me. Let's
Just
just
organize.
The Winnipeg Jets have expressed interest in him.
Okay, good. Done. Top topic done. Great. Okay. So now the final question is the way he was been dealt with, a minor. They dealt with him as if he was an adult. Okay. That to me is the precedent now for the NHL because he is an official NHL player. Okay. And that's where again my question is if Connor McDavid does that on the ice.
Okay, again.
I just want to ask one question and you're going to answer one and we're going to conclude it. Okay? Should he ever play hockey again? Or should he be given a chance to redeem himself and then it's up to him?
No.
Answer.
No. And the reason why.
2 sentences. Go.
The reason why is because on the ice, as an adult, as a fully grown fucking adult, you should know better. As a 14-year-old child, you should be given the opportunity to grow. And that's what you're missing. Is you're trying to say an adult should be held at the same level as a 14-year-old, but not a 14-year-old held at the same level as an adult. That's where your argument's contradictory.
I'm just gonna say, I think over all aspects, people do make mistakes. People say stupid shit. You know, do you mean it? Not necessarily. In the moment, you know, you're gonna say something. Is saying, let's say, the N-word, as you know, Dan, these two kind of brought up, is it the right thing to say? Never, never, right? And it obviously needs to be dealt with very harshly, and from there, I mean, you can always come back from that. It's a word. It's is it the right word? No, but you have to find a way. Like, you know, people, you have to be able to forgive and be able to work past. And educate people and make them understand why saying certain things or doing certain things are wrong. And I just feel that's pretty much my take on
and then my final thought would be, obviously he should be dealt with. There should be repercussions to reaching limits like that, terrible limits. And I think I like to live in the reality of the world, and I think that truly is that the NHL would back the money. It's all about money. It's always going to be about money. And I really don't think, as a league, they're going to face long-term repercussions, and it will just be the center of who the player is, not the NHL as a whole. And on top of that, we've even actually, in light of all this, we've actually seen an example of another sport where an NBA player, a black NBA player,
Bitch-ass white boy.
Ooh, yeah.
Bitch-ass white boy.
and nothing happened in the very delicate time that we're in with political justice. Okay, nothing happened.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
Okay, we all disagree with that, and I'm saying, at the same token, nothing should have happened. He should have had some repercussions in regards to him attached to the NBA. In regards to him attached to the NBA, nothing should have happened. In regards to him and being the repercussions as a person, legalities or all that stuff like that, something should have happened. Nothing happened. Zero happened. It was played off. That's what I mean, because that's the reality check. That's the reality check, and I'm going to be with that.
Look, so
that's it.
On that point, and I do want to touch on it, and like whether this
I'm trying to conclude.
Yeah, whether I even cut this in or not.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I agree with you. I do actually. You know, maybe this is a conversation for like a personal time. We're fucking worse
Sure.
right now. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, you know, I agree with what he said until you said there should have been no repercussion. Honestly,
Not from the league.
No, I believe, I'm a firm believer in racism and reverse racism. Mm-hmm. There can't be a duality in thought in that process. It's like, if you say something that is racist, and like you use someone's race as an insult, that needs to be dealt with swiftly and justly.
Sure.
Like, if that guy came out and said, like, you know, clean my shoes, black boy. Mm-hmm. Like, what the fuck? What? Holy shit.
Right,
like,
right.
I couldn't even fathom the response from the black community.
Sure.
You know what? And like, but to say bitch ass white boy and everyone goes,
right.
yeah.
I'm still in the motion of trying to conclude this, but because you used the word normalizing, do you know why he got away with that?
Because he's black.
No. Yeah, and because it's
No. Yeah.
Yeah. No. 1 second. What I mean,
It's because
because that sentence,
racism towards black people
is normalized. Is normalized, right? That sentence he used is normalized because it's just normalized, right? I'm not saying that's okay, and that's it. Like, I'm not fighting for his right to say that. I'm just saying that I think as a whole, not just sports.
Listen,
we need to lower our delicacy in all things.
Or
absorb it and fight back.
And I will put this out there, and I'm very curious to see what you have to say.
Sure.
Because you just said normalize it and, like, you know, just allow words to be words.
No, I didn't say no. I said he said that and got away with it.
Sorry,
because it's normalized.
Sorry. So what I'm trying to say is, you know, like, so say, you know, I can't remember who it was that said bitch ass white boy. and if I said shine my shoes, black boy, and then if someone went to fucking what's his name on Sebastian Aho, who I think is Chinese. No, who's the Chinese guy? That's Lou. Anyway, if someone went to him and was like, you fucking banana, like there's either we let it be and we agree that shit will be said and shit talking will be said because they are professional athletes playing a game and we've all done some fucked up shit in the midst of a game, or we deal with it with the harshest of penalties, which would be exactly what Mitch McConnell got. Or Mitch Miller.
Okay, let's take a vote. Let's do that and let's conclude it right there. That's the question. What's fine? Should we penalize every word ever said on one full extreme, or should we just say, hey, this is locker room talk and this is sports talk. This is how it goes.
I mean, in my opinion, sports talk or like chirps are one thing. Obviously, I feel race should never be brought in.
So do you think we have to pick an extreme because life ends up being extremes no matter what?
Yes, I'm just saying. I just don't think race should ever.
Should we penalize?
No, I'm agreeing with him.
All I'm going to say is, does it get brought in? For sure, it can happen.
I'm going to agree with him.
There's a potential of it being brought in, but it shouldn't be.
I'm just saying for sports, locker room talk, boys talk,
for sure,
slurring, trying to get at people's heads. It's part of the game.
Yeah,
I'm just saying the racial stuff and the degrading stuff.
Okay. But that stuff should be taken.
Listen.
I think.
Okay.
Listen.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
If it comes to race, sexuality, things like that shit's gotta go.
Sure.
But like, if I call you a fucking pussy and you're gonna sit there and cry and talk about how
Listen, the question was not but. The question is. No. I'm gonna say no. You've been saying no for an hour. No. Because you're not answering the question. The question is because you're not gonna be allowed to say pussy. That's the reality. You're not allowed. No. Because it's an extreme. People think there's a balance in life. There's not. It starts there, and balance is temporary, not possible though. It's not sustainable. It's going to go here, just like the OHL and no hitting. Sure. What are we scared about? What are we all scared about? It's going to bleed into other sports, not because we think it, because we know it.
The thing is, though,
it's inevitable.
At the end of the
day, if we're gonna go on one extreme, that means literally not a single insult ever. No swearing. You can't even say shit.
But listen,
you can't even say poop. Okay, or this way where. We're all men. We're in sports. Locker room talk. Or women. No, okay, whatever. Or women too. Fine, whatever.
Amongst your locker room, you know what you can and can't.
That's it. And it's almost like this. It's almost like it's just from. If I snow the goalie, right? Everyone knows. Take me out. Right? Everyone knows that's the culture of it, right? Everyone knows not to say the terrible words. And if it's said, there's going to be repercussions. They're going to police themselves.
Giancarlo, listen.
I'm just saying that's again, it's a reality check.
Hear me out.
It is.
So to argue extremities is to argue religion.
No. I'm saying it's inevitable.
No. It's atheism.
You still haven't answered my question.
It's atheism versus religion.
No, it's not. You still haven't answered my question. Answer my question.
What I'm telling you is like what you're arguing is an extremity.
I'm not even arguing. I'm asking you a question.
And I'm telling you right now is what you're saying is so ridiculous because on both ends is ridiculous.
Yes, because it's going to happen one way or the other.
No, but listen, just hear me out.
I heard you out.
I'm gonna answer your question with a question. All right?
Just say yes or no.
No.
You're not allowed to say pussy, or you're all allowed to say pussy. Which one?
No, because it's ridiculous.
What do you mean? A girl? That's insulting women. That's basically saying that you are suggesting to a male that he's a woman.
Pussy's a cat.
Now it's interpretation. You see what I'm saying? You already know the argument.
No,
what do you mean?
What I'm gonna say to you is this. It's like I'm gonna answer your question with a question. Is where would you draw that line? Where would you? I'm actually curious because you want to argue extremities. So where would you draw that line? And I know you're gonna say
I'm telling you, I would. What do you mean? Draw the line
where? If I were to call someone the N-word, or if I were to call a brown guy a fucking terrorist, or if I were to say some shit like that,
sure.
as my teammate,
Yeah.
would you get behind me? Would you be like, yeah, he's right? If I started a fight,
No.
and would you be like, yo, he doesn't deserve to be suspended. He doesn't deserve this treatment because we've had it happen, and we literally sat and changed it. Oh, yeah, you
Okay.
deserve that
So
shit.
now, okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's
You
fine.
know?
Okay, that's a way to answer my question. Now I'm gonna answer your question to my question with a question.
Okay, here we go. Questions?
No, I'm
Questions?
sorry. This is how he likes to play. I'm gonna play right back. This is how you deal with liberals.
No,
This is
I'm
how you deal
not
with
being a
them.
liberal.
Yes,
I'm
you are.
Going.
So if you said the word shit,
Yep.
and then the league suspended you, right? Should I get behind you and say, and I know, because
Not if he's about to shit. I would
right,
get
if you
behind
said the word shit, and we're in a life form where, wow, you said a bad word.
Okay, but now
I'm just saying.
No, hold on, but now you're going to La La Land.
No, you
Shit
are.
is not offensive.
You are. Yes. What do you mean? What do you mean?
It's a
We are getting
swear.
more and more and more offended
Now you're living
every
in La La
single
Land.
day.
Exactly. So you're living in a hypothetical. Let's live in today.
Did he not?
You can't
just-
say
Did he
the
not just
N word.
did he not
You
just
can't call
hypothetical
someone
me?
a terrorist. You can't.
I didn't say you can. I didn't say you can. And you're giving me a hypothetical. Would you get behind me? It has nothing to do with me. I didn't call him
No,
anything.
I said if I were to literally say something that is currently not okay to say,
Yeah.
would you be my teammate and say no? That's my teammate.
No,
If
you
you
said it. You deal with it. What do you want me to do? You said it,
Okay.
right? Okay, but at the same token now, if the world, and it's going to happen, where you can't say pussy. You can't. You literally can't. You know we're very close to that day. And then you say it, and then the league that I play in too, and the team I play in, wants to give you repercussions, and I think it's unfair. Should I back you? And deal with the repercussions like you do? My career, everything I fought for? That doesn't make any sense.
See, but exactly.
It's not a hypothetical.
No, actually, no. I do agree with what you're saying.
Thank you.
But here's the thing.
I'm not saying this is okay.
He's
I'm
gonna
not saying
find
this.
a way to
All right, I'm not saying this is okay. I'm saying that if one guy, you know who would end up using it? The Reeves, the prick of the goon, right? To get under skin. That's the only way it would be used. And like a Don Cherry version of fighting back that back is make sure. Done. Cop topic done. Great. Okay. So now the final question is the way he was been dealt with, a minor. They dealt with him as if he was an adult. Okay? That, to me, is the precedent now for the NHL because he is an official NHL player. Okay? And that's where, again, my question is, if Connor McDavid does that on the ice,
Okay, again.
I just want to ask one question and you're going to answer one and we're going to conclude it. Okay? Should he ever play hockey again? Or should he be given a chance to redeem himself and then it's up to him?
No.
Answer.
No. And the reason why,
2 sentences, go.
the reason why is because on the ice, as an adult, as a fully grown fucking adult, you should know better. As a 14-year-old child, you should be given the opportunity to grow. And that's what you're missing. Is you're trying to say an adult should be held at the same level as a 14-year-old, but not a 14-year-old held at the same level as an adult. That's where your argument is contradictory.
I'm just gonna say, I think over all aspects, people do make mistakes. People say stupid shit. Do you mean it? Not necessarily. In the moment, you're gonna say something. Is saying, let's say, the N-word, as Dan, these two kind of brought up, is it the right thing to say? Never, right? And it obviously needs to be dealt with very harshly, and from there, I mean, you can always come back from that. It's a word. It's is it the right word? No, but you have to find a way. People, you have to be able to forgive and be able to work past and educate people and make them understand why saying certain things or doing certain things are wrong. And I just feel that's pretty much my take on
And
it.
then my final thought would be, obviously he should be dealt with. There should be repercussions to reaching limits like that, terrible limits. And I think I like to live in the reality of the world, and I think that truly is that the NHL would back the money. It's all about money. It's always going to be about money.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in to Talking Points. If you made it this far, be sure to like, follow, subscribe. All of our links will be embedded in the videos because I learned some new cool shit. Always be sure to share because we need more followers like you, and you guys are fucking fantastic. We do love all of you.
And comment.
And comment, please. We love comments.
Don't keep your opinions to yourself.
No.
Like just
Talk points, baby.
yeah, man.
Talk points.
Spend money.
Anyways, well, yeah, if you want to throw us some money too, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Anyways, so as I said, thank you for joining us on Talking Points here. My name is Daniel Fernandez. This is James Miller, who is a year older, even though he's a stupid bitch. And this is Giancarlo Malache, who talks far too much shit, but we all love him.
But how do I reach these kids?
But how do I reach these kids?
Is what Arizona should have said.
And you know how you reach these kids? By Talking Points, baby!